This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. No, I promise it's not NHL 20 again, alright? I ain't going to use that old one-trick pony one too many times. I promise to you it's not just some kind of make a video for the sake of making a video. This is something that we've seen now displayed way too many times. There's people asking me about it now. So I might as well get my thoughts out on the whole situation as it stands, as it is for right now. So the man we're talking about today is Anton Slepyshev. Now that's a name you haven't heard since before the 18-19 season, a name that went back to Russia. I believe, just didn't like what he had here in Edmonton, quite honestly, kind of similar to what Puljujärvi had going on, quite honestly. So let me go to the reserve list on Cap Friendly here, because Anton Slepyshev, he is going to be down here. He is 25 years old as it sits right now. He will be a UFA by the end of the 2021 season or whenever his 27-year-old birthday is. So that's closing in quite quickly, right? As we're coming to the end here of 2020, right? Is, you know what, his 27th birthday. Let me just get that for you, because we might want to know that in terms of what we're looking at for a deadline. So his 27th birthday would be May 13th, 2021. So really, realistically, this is pretty much our last shot we have to sign Anton Slepyshev at this point. So to get him back in the lineup for this next season, right? And obviously, if you've read the Edmonton Journal, I read an article just now that's pretty much talking about Ken Holland picking up as much European free agent depth as possible, right? You spend $1 million or $2 million on free agent depth and they produce half of what they did in Europe, you're actually gaining something out of it, similar to what we have, right, with Joakim Nygard, Gaetan Haas. Their contracts, value contracts this year, they were warm bodies in the lineup and have been productive bodies in the lineup to an extent as well. For Nygard, when not injured, and Gaetan Haas being able to fill that fourth line center role and just give you a steady guy, right? I don't think we've seen anybody in the Oilers land sit here and blame Gaetan Haas for losing the Oilers more than maybe one game this season, if any. So Anton Slepyshev, back to him here quickly. 6'2", 221-pounder in the KHL. So what has he been up to? Tyson, that's your question, right? What has Anton Slepyshev been up to in the past few years? Guys, if you're new to the channel, right now is a great time to subscribe, because I promise Oilers hockey is coming again sometime. We don't know when yet, but we'll get to it there. That's his NHL stats. So let's just quickly review what he's been up to since leaving the Oilers. He's been with CSKA Moscow, a very good club in the KHL. 25 points last season in the KHL in 56 games. Now with 45 points, 18 goals, 27 assists in 54 games played. So not a bad year at all for Anton Slepyshev, that is for sure. And that would pretty much tell me he is playing some top 6 minutes by the looks of it. And you know what? Age 25 in the KHL as Russian, you're probably going to find yourself in a top 6 role for sure. So he's had some good goes so far, and well, now that the season's wrapped up, he's also had some points in the playoffs, 5 points and 4 games played. The KHL playoffs I think they're still actually going on. Quite honestly, I think they're still going on. I have not seen, they were going on as of yesterday. I've not seen anything as of today saying they're canceled quite yet, so stay tuned for that one. But here's the thing, we got to go over to Hockey Reference and break down Anton Slepyshev, and then I need to get into my argument about him, because you're going to see something here in a moment that just doesn't add up, right? So, 11 games played, 1 assist, 1 point, really nothing to write home about in Anton Slepyshev's 2015-16 year. Thing about Slepyshev, what you don't know, he's a 3rd round draft pick, 88th overall in the 2013 NHL entry draft. Okay, there you go. Now you know. Now you know what's going on with Anton Slepyshev there. So it's not like he's projected to be this 60-point guy like Puljujärvi or anything crazy. He's just a guy that should have worked out. Well, you look at these ice times, right? 841 in 11 games played. How on these Oilers teams? On the Oilers teams we had over the course of these years, we had the pieces to give young guys a shot to work, right? I mean, we have tried so many combinations, so many guys to try and make a guy work with Connor McDavid. And I mean, look at these years on this list right here, right? Simply put, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. Those are all prime years in which we could have used somebody working with Connor McDavid. Now, yes, Draisaitl and Maroon did do an extent for a while for most of the chunk of those years, but you still look at these years, right? 41 games played, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Slepyshev, a guy that got a lot of blame as well for a lot of his play. I know I wasn't a big Slepyshev fan. I wanted it to work for him, but when it didn't work, it just was awful. It was my memory. Now, I don't have highlight film of every single shift he's taken, so I couldn't tell you, but 11 minutes, 7 seconds on the ice. Again, 11 minutes, 7 seconds on the ice. In a year in which we had Connor McDavid, it's playoff year, yes, and I mean, he played half the year on a playoff team. Okay, good, fine, dandy. And, well, let me actually just double check something here, make sure we're not missing something. NHL playoffs, he did play 12 games in the playoffs and actually had 3 goals. Okay, that's something I do not remember, is Slepyshev in the playoffs having 3 goals, but there you go. I'll shut up about the 16-17 year. Tyson, zip it for now. Let's move on to 17-18. 50 games played, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Again, 11 minutes and 49 seconds time on ice. This guy's now 23, and we're still playing him in that bottom 6 role, just not giving him enough ice time to succeed. And especially in 17-18, I'm sorry, that's the year we used Ty Ratty on the top line with Connor McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the last, 12 games. So, right, is that there's that chance. 15, 16, 17, 18, there was a chance to get Slepyshev some big time ice time to see what he can do. And you see these ice times, I'm sure he probably saw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 shifts with Connor McDavid at some point over those 2 years. But it's just, right, is out of everyone we've tried, and then to have him end up in Europe, I think there's something there. I'm just looking at ice time and saying there's got to be something there to it, that we just didn't give this guy a fair shake to get the lineup going. And I mean Todd McLellan, right? Obviously, Todd McLellan was with us for a lot of those years, and you look at that, right? Do the math. It's not hard. The math says, yes, Puljujarvi bolted after coaching was bad. Anton Slepyshev the year before, 1 equals 2 equals 3 kind of deal, right? For sure. So, that is that when it comes to Anton Slepyshev. Now, as much as I want it to work for Anton Slepyshev, and as much as it would be nice to see the reunion happen, right, that would hopefully bridge the gap with Jesse Puljujarvi and show that the Oilers are turning a new leaf and all this, I just don't see the fit. Unfortunately, right, I just don't see how Slepyshev comes in here and finds a roster spot with this Edmonton Oilers team, because we've got a very interesting depth situation going on here. We've got 4 forwards signed for over $5 million next year, that being McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Neal. Then you've got Athanasiou, who's an RFA, right? And I guess the question is, are you trading Andres Athanasiou, and this is something maybe that hasn't been floated, are you trading AA for 2 second-round picks or a second-round pick and a prospect back after this playoff run's done, if this playoff run gets done, and then taking Slepyshev in place of him? That's kind of where I see the connection here, because I don't see it anywhere else. Obviously, Alex Chiasson still signed. Zach Kassian signed next year. Jujhar Khaira, yes, if you find a trading partner for Jujhar Khaira similar to AA, there's the avenue kind of deal. But even still, Josh Archibald signed through next year now, for the next 2 years actually. Riley Sheahan, he's going to get a contract. He's just got to get a contract at the end of the day. Gaetan Haas, again, maybe a guy that doesn't get a contract, but I'm sorry, hold on, Gaetan Haas is a centerman. Slepyshev plays left wing. So, Kyler Yamamoto, signed through next year, guaranteed to be on the roster. Tyler Ennis, probably going to be signed next year. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys on the roster for sure that are going to be signed out of the guys we have on the NHL roster right now. Oh, wait, we're missing someone. Yes, we are. How about Joakim Nygard, who's signed through next year as well? So that's 12. So we got 12 out of our 14 forwards. And I'm sorry, out of these guys, who doesn't make the Oilers next year? That's kind of the question. Ryan McLeod, Cooper Marody, Tyler Benson, Kirill Maximov, right? There's a lot of questions there. Josh Curry, Joe Gambardella is your outside guys. Does Colby Cave get re-signed? So I see it's a formula to get Slepyshev back in the lineup with a lot of complication. That's it. Now, like I said, end of the day, I'm ready to turn a new leaf. If I blamed him at any point, if there's ever any video out there of me blaming him, it's now 2020. I'm willing to turn a new leaf. The Oilers have turned a completely new leaf. as of the NHL suspension of the season, we sit second in the Pacific Division. Now, I've had the John Marino video age terribly, so we'll see how this one works out. But right is just right is I'd love to see just happy endings, tranquil endings to all the bad stuff that's ever happened in Oilers land, and just have things come together, right? If yes, Puljujarvi wants to come back, I guess at the end of the day it'll be what it'll be. And I mean, if it works out, why was I complaining, right? That's what I'm saying. Anything. If I complain at all and it works out, I have no reason to have complained. Shut up and appreciate what's going on, kind of deal. And that's the end of the day, right? If the Oilers find a way to pull this off, I dang well better be cheering for this guy, and so should you, because this is a chance to continue to get things right under Ken Holland and Dave Tippett. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.